Like I said, why Disney chose to do a Freaky Friday sequel when you have National Treasure 3 just sitting there. Do it! Just do it! Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing Freakier Friday. What's about pretty simple premise. We are about 23, 22 years from the original one. Okay, not the Freakier Friday from, Jodie Foster's age. It is the Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan one. But Lindsay Lohan is a single parent, has a daughter, and meets someone else who is also a single parent and has a daughter, and the daughters hate each other. And of course, and then Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan have a okay relationship. It's kind of a weird relationship, even though they switch bodies. They still do tendencies that kind of feel a little bit awkward, even though they've been in each other's shoes. But since Lindsay Lohan's a single parent, Jamie Lee Curtis is like, I want to do whatever I can to help you. Doesn't matter if you say I don't need help, I'm going to help you. But of course, you've seen the trailers. Body swapping is happening again. Instead of 2 people, it's 4 people in a new movie. So did I like this film? It was okay. Unfortunately, it was a straight up rehash of the original one. It's another one of those Disney remakes, Disney sequels, where they're just afraid to take a little, step to do something a little bit edgier or just a little bit more fun or different. I mean, yeah, you could say they're doing a little bit of different stuff with like the live action to cartoons like Snow White, Lilo and Stitch. I didn't mind that one. People didn't like the third act of that one. I didn't mind that one. But this one is straight up a rehashing of, the song that Lindsay Lohan has to play at the very end of the first one. And this one, the body swapping, heart moment where it's like, oh, maybe as a mom, as a daughter, as a grandma, as a friend, or when you're looking to other people that are in each other's lives. Like, first off, where is the brother in this movie? Like, he was barely in this one. I feel like that was a no, they should have put him more in this movie. Anyway, but you have the same, oh, I didn't think my mom thought of that of me, or I didn't know that what my mom sacrificed when I was younger, or now in today's day and age that they're hiding from me. Oh, I didn't know my dad was doing this for me to try to get me away from the bad past. And while, yes, there are some heartfelt moments, and Jamie Lee Curtis is the star of the show, in my opinion, of some of the scenes she has to do because she is playing the British daughter, which there are some good context, especially in the Lily restaurant. But like I said, the movie is 20 minutes longer than the original, and it's the same story. Like, at a point, it's like, you gotta do some stuff. And there was just some cringy stuff in this movie, especially when Chad Michael Murray comes into play in the restaurant. Just weird stuff here and there for that moment. Yes, there are fun cameos / throwbacks, especially with the Chinese restaurant ladies. You have a dress, that's all I'm gonna say for that one. But there's just things like when they're doing the photo shoot that did not need to be in this movie whatsoever. It just felt so out of place for what they were trying to do. Yes, they're trying to do antics of like, oh, wait a minute, I will never be able to do this. Well, it's like, yeah, you will, because your mom is the manager of this girl. So why not you just ask your mom to do some fun stuff with that? So it's just little plot holes like that as well, where you're just like, huh, okay. So this does have a feel of the old school, Disney early 2000 films where you have the small antics. You have the goofy humor here and there. You did feel it. Or like the 17 again. I know that's PG-13 in New Line Cinema, but you just kind of get that old school, like, family feeling films. However, there is, I want to call it product placement, but let's call it product placement of things that just do not need to be in this movie. That makes no sense, where it feels like they're sticking it to the man because AKA woke is going away. They're like, oh, even though, Disney is kind of like stopping it, like with Elio, we're going to throw some little things in there. For example, there's a food fight scene in the very beginning, which how they get detention in a key lime pie. There's randomly 2 or 3 scenes where a pride flag is just flying in the background multiple times, where a girl's just waving it. Why is a girl waving a freaking pride flag during a food fight session? It's like, what's the point? This is there to, like, there's no American flag in the film, but you have that in the film. So it's like, okay, whatever. And then also there's this like cultural appropriation line about braiding your hair. How is braiding your hair cultural appropriation? Like, if you want to go back, the Vikings did it. It's like how and the Vikings are white. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, what are we doing with some of this dialogue? And one scene's like, oh my God, why would we want to leave California? Like, LA is gorgeous. It's almost like they know people are leaving California at an alarming rate, so they had to like throw it in this film. Uh, I mean, I could give you 3 reasons why: homeless, the cost of housing, the cost of gas, the cost of living in general, and just the shenanigans of just being overcrowded and being in traffic for multiple hours at a time and wasting your life in traffic. But people are like, why are you getting political, Chase? You shouldn't get political in your movie reviews. Well, I only get political in my movie reviews when the movie does something political that feels like they are safe to do whatever they want. Sure, they are safe to do that. However, I am safe in my safe space to make some of the things that I've noticed with the movie where it's like, why is that there? Like, what does that do to the story? And that's my thing is, if it doesn't push the story forward, I have an issue with it. Like, period, dot, end of subject, and this does nothing to the story. It's there to prove a point, and it's like, okay, kind of annoying. The movie, it like I said, it's the same thing with like, oh my God, young people realizing what it's like to be old, and old people realizing like, oh, I wish I was young again, where I could eat the sugar, eat so much food, and metabolism, which is kind of weird now, since I don't know how true that is in today's day and age, since obesity in kids is the most. So I don't know if it's a thing where I just don't know. But I know it's a funny thing when you think about it. But overall, Freakier Friday, it's a fine film. Yes, there are some good heartwarming moments in this film. Yes, you do feel the old school Disney like PG like live action movies that are sequels. But at the same time, they're playing it safe again. Like, it's at a point where it's like, if you're going to do something like this, you got to stretch the bounds just a little bit or try to do something more unique and different. But these whole carbon copy sequels, and when you're adding really nothing new to the story, like whatsoever, and if you're going to like dog on Happy Gilmore 2 for all the callbacks and all the cameos, there's a lot of callbacks in this movie. So you got to be a hypocrite if that bothers you there and there. And the callbacks did not bother me. So I'm just saying in general, if it bothers you for one or the other, you can't be a hypocrite. So Freakier Friday will receive a 3 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 60%. So to the critics and user scores gave this one. So I'm kind of shocked actually that the audience score is so much better for this one than the original one. So I don't know what actually happened there. But the critics are worse with the 73 with 151. Audience scores a 94% with over 500. And the critic consensus, Freakier Friday doesn't reinvent the original story so much as it swaps the formula around for a frothy good time, with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan easily slipping back in the roles that fit them like mixed and matched gloves. Like, absolutely, you could say that through and through. Nothing else to say about this movie. 73, 94, 60. Chase out here, the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember this Booftopia. You Boof Tony. Thank you for watching. A great day. I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, week from a month, a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And what did you think about this freakier event that happened on a Friday?